Hello, this isn't a video that I should have to make, and I'm going to preface it with a warning that I'll be getting on my soapbox. I haven't updated or streamed recently because I'm deep in audiobook production, and it's using a lot of my voice and energy. Anyway, on to topic, and why I reluctantly find myself making this video: to make a stand and express what it means to be an author in this day and age. I'm not well right now, so this video might have less editing and more errors than usual. If my model stops working, it's because there's a cat in front of me, between me and the webcam. So, my laptop's on the way out, so I'm slowly buying the parts for a PC. After having it shut down 4 times with a blue screen already this year, I figure it's time to upgrade my specs. Yesterday, however, someone laughed when they heard the specs I was after and said, and I quote, that all I needed was something cheap to type on. Another person very kindly attempted to explain why I needed something more and presented them with the savings I'd make by self-building instead of buying pre-built. Exactly because I'm so money conscious. They cut off this person's explanation, stating no PCs were sold at the prices I was talking about. They were adamant in their viewpoint, determined to dictate what I needed and steer me away from an apparent wasteful want. These people are not authors. These people are not streamers. Reminder: just because you haven't seen or heard of something before doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because you don't require something doesn't mean you can presume what other people require. Just because you hear a job title, it doesn't mean you can assume what demands of their job or tools they require are. I'm not just an author. I'm a one-woman publishing house with products available alongside novels and a pen name who is also a VTuber. The reality. What does my day-to-day look like? Create marketing graphics, design merch, notebook and product design, filmmaking, video editing, audio recording and editing, audiobook narration and editing, photo editing, novel book cover design, interior book formatting, Vtubing and live virtual 2D puppeteering like this, digital live writing session host, budgeting, sales tracking, research, revisions, edits and proofreading of multiple novel-length drafts, file manager, web design and management, social media manager, marketing campaign coordinator, blogger, vlogger, book trailer creator, brand manager, spreadsheet plotting. Oh, and what was that last one? Yes, typing on something. I use approximately 20 different types of software, sometimes up to 10 at a time, requiring a lot of processing power, RAM and memory. I have pushed my laptop to its limit, both with the software and hardware. It's currently propped up on 2 laptop stands to get access to the vents beneath with a USB desktop fan to help it stay cool. Thermal throttling is real, and so is freezing and lagging. A word of thanks to the person for making my case. I didn't ask you to represent me, in fact I even encouraged you not to, but you ended up feeling the need to fight my corner and then eventually yours too. Thank you, and I'm grateful for your support and understanding. This incident was extraordinarily dismissive, but sadly not uncommon. First, having no idea of what indie author life entails, and second, I have no doubt people's perceptions of me being disabled have affected this. This is ableism via patronisation, even if they see it rather ignorantly as, "Ooh, I must help this poor disabled person see sense because they must be getting fleeced or living extravagantly beyond their means." It's actually none of their business. I know the people who made these comments, and I saw the dramatic change in how they approached me since receiving my various diagnoses. Once again, they will endeavour to say that that isn't the case, denying my lived experience, and in doing so, dig their hole of patronisation even deeper. All my business qualifications and firsts from university seemingly disappeared as soon as I got my medical labels. The last time I pulled these people up on their patronisation, they doubled down on it, and in their own words, which I have on email, they told me to stop being naughty. I'm a grown woman in my 30s. Excuse me? The disrespect is only one way here. And then they have the cheek to wonder why I don't seek out or appreciate their company. Will wonders ever cease? And it's not just a disablement issue, but it's also a wider author issue. I've seen people on Reddit say, hey, you know, I gave my book to someone to read, and then right in front of me they say, hey, well, why don't you borrow my copy so you don't have to buy one? Like, hello, authors right there. So, to the people in my situation specifically, I say, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I know the specs of what my current laptop is running on and its limits, and where I need to go from here to meet the demands of my work. You don't. Nothing gives you the right to laugh at someone. It was the most insulting and dismissive thing you could have done. You have no idea about the amount of other digital content I create beyond words, or how intensive it is to stream with a live 2D VTuber model as part of my brand, in a bid to monetize my writing process, not least about my studio setup, including 2 external monitors, 2 mobile phones, second-hand, and 9 pieces of software running simultaneously while hosting digital writing groups. Not least why I have to work this way due to my chronic illnesses, making it difficult to join in any in-person writing group, or naturally be in front of a camera. And my approach is seeing results. I always want the best possible experience for attendees, so once I tried to set up a multicam view to show me typing, but still with a digital face, but it caused major lag to the point it rendered my broadcasting software unusable. I had to walk back on that one. With better specs, I hope I can attempt it again one day. What's making this process lag a lot is ever since I've added these ears. Any little extra thing I'm adding is piling on something I'm already trying to push and push and push as much as I can. When streaming live writing sessions, I'm effectively creating an interactive TV show where I'm the host, cameraman, sound technician, and equivalent of a broadcaster and radio host sitting in a studio with broadcasting software, a mic on a boom arm, and multiple screens. My office is a multimedia studio, and maintaining a YouTube channel and Instagram, manipulating large graphics, video files and audio are part and parcel of that. Why stream? Because it's how I, being chronically ill and housebound, am able to work alongside others, meet new people, and battle isolation. Add the VTubing virtual puppetry aspect, and even when I'm not well, I can present myself in a better light while shoring up my branding. Much better than pushing myself to look well in front of a camera. The biggest VTuber on the planet is a housebound, classically opera-trained singer and chronically ill person who goes by the name of Iron Mouse. Her audiences have broken viewership records. She found VTubing made her enough money to pay off her ongoing medical expenses and now streams as a career. I know my financial situation better than anyone, and where to draw the line of setting myself up. If I wanted to be serious about becoming a VTuber full-time, some people make it a career with a manager, please excuse the coughing, I'd have invested in thousands on commissioning a personally designed and rigged model, built a dual PC setup with better graphics cards costing 3 times the cost of what I'm looking to purchase, and have 2 dedicated internet connections plus a backup generator. I'm serious. That's the setup people are running with. Some of them. Not to mention at least an SMB7 Shure microphone, which is an industry standard, costing 10 times the price of my own mic, a sound-treated room, plus dedicated background aesthetics and illustrated commissioned decor. Me? I have a budget entry-level mic, a duvet, 1 laptop, and second-hand mobile phones. My VTuber model is from a cheap customizable package. I created my PNG static model for free, and I've used it to present myself beyond my writing in various other settings and professional meetings, including but not limited to boardrooms and even presenting a seminar at a conference. The VOD for that is available to view on my YouTube channel. Then again, I doubt the people who laughed and dismissed me know what streaming is, let alone what VTubing entails. In talking about a PC, I was talking about professional multimedia studio level equipment, not an everyday item you'd find on the high street. They say don't give someone a fish, but the net to catch the fish. But if you're going to start telling someone what net they need without fully understanding their part of the ocean, then you could come across as being even worse than helpful and downright rude. All this to say, if you hear someone say they plan on doing something which isn't how you would do something, instead of jumping to a conclusion, hear them out. You might just discover a reality or point of view you never knew existed. The research was done, the budgeting was planned, it's exactly what I need to keep up with what I'm doing day to day and give myself the best chance at having a freelance career, because I am traditionally unemployable due to my illnesses. You think hiring people to do the entire list I outlined above for me is cheaper than buying a PC or doing it all myself? My editor for Drawing Red alone cost over £1,000. That's the reality. If these people hear that, they'd say that's far too expensive, so you should give up on that path and write as a hobby, completely ignoring the isolation issues and not recognising my drive to create high-quality products and an income. Well, I for one celebrate and applaud people who punch above their weight. I have talked to others about the PC and even debated over specific aspects where I can make savings or swap out what was originally recommended. To literally laugh this off when it's becoming a struggle to do my work day to day though, both my work and the person who was defending me were completely dismissed. It was utterly disgraceful. Worth pointing out here, I never directly talked to these people precisely because of their long-standing patronisation, which I cannot stand. I asked the person defending me not to approach these people in the first place because I knew in a way how they would react, and I don't need uninformed I know better than you talk from people who don't know how I fill my days. They don't even know my sales figures. They hear the word author, they see, ooh, disabled, and they make assumptions. My family? Fully willing to support me, help me, and guide me through the PC building process, contributing to the effort on birthdays, Christmas, etc. when they're able to, and I am very appreciative. They see the graphics, audio work, editing, broadcasting, and design work, etc. that I do every day behind the scenes, including repairing audio wavelengths zoomed into 0.03 of a second, that's the audiobook production, as I cannot afford to hire someone. Interestingly, the most recommended setup for authors is an iMac or iPad Pro and Magic Keyboard combo, even without the streaming aspects or running a VTuber model or producing an audiobook in-house, because it can be used to create book covers and interior formatting with Apple-specific software. I know a lot of authors who use this as their go-to setup. They both cost more than what I'm aiming for with my DIY build, and in my case, they would be a want, especially the iPad Pro, as I could use Scrivener to write around my house whenever inspiration strikes. Useful when your mobility isn't the best. At the moment, So anyway, but I need the functionality, power, and ability of a PC. More is more, especially being something I can upgrade and swap out parts when needed, instead of buying a new system pre-built that I don't know what's in it every time one component fails or is falling behind. It's a good long-term investment. I'm happy with my path, so it's time to go treasure hunting for PC parts now, and drive my cats crazy by bringing out the measuring tape, which happens to be their favourite toy. Don't let the ignorant get you down, especially in the indie community, where it is much, more difficult to be seen, to have standards, and to have that recognised. Onwards, and happy writing.